There is this one television that is so entertaining. It is so inspiring and so educative. It is God's own television, TV station that changes sinners, TV station for the oppressed, TV station for the hopeless. Starcross TV, inspiring station. Watch Starcross TV, enlightening station. Watch Starcross TV, empowering station. God's own station, uniting the world. There is this one television that is so entertaining. It is so inspiring and so educative. It is God's own television, TV station that changes sinners, TV station for the oppressed, TV station for the hopeless. Starcross TV, inspiring station. Watch Starcross TV, enlightening station.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the BCS Morning Star Breakfast Show on Starcross Television. Sorry, I was supposed to say I was. It's funny though, but it's not. It's just a usual occurrence, you know. So I still remain Stella Tabot, and how was the night? Hope you slept well. How was your dreams? Hope you had lovely dreams, full of good memories, full of testimonies, full of good things. And then, how is your day today? Today has just begun. What are those things you have in your to-do list? All those things you intend to achieve today? And then let me also use this day to say a happy, blissful birthday to all 2nd May celebrants, all those that were born in the day on the 2nd day of May, all those that, happy, blissful birthday to all of you. And as you remember, Stella Tabos, like I said, with me here is my amiable colleague, Sister Joy Dambo.
Yes. Good morning, Sister Stella Tabot. Good morning, beloved audience. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm just surprised how you're wishing, 2nd May borns happy birthday. And then yesterday we had like a lot of people celebrating birthday, and nothing was done.
That actually didn't cross my mind. You know?
But anyways, it's all right. It's never too late. Happy birthday to all the celebrants out there in the world of May, yesterday, today, tomorrow, and happy birthday in advance to all of you that are yet to celebrate your birthday this month. So yes, today is another beautiful day here on Starcross TV, here on the Morning Star Breakfast Show. A lot has been happening, a lot is going on, and our duty is to make sure that we keep you abreast with all the happenings around the BCS globe. So yes, today is a beautiful day. Sister Stella rightly said, today we have a lot to discuss, a lot to inform, and a lot to give out. So I would urge you all to stay tuned and stay glued to your TV screen. My name is Joy Dambo.
Oh. Okay, that was a nice one from Sister Joy. She's urging us all to stay glued to our screen because you're always here to impact, always here to inspire, always here to enlighten, always here to keep you abreast with all the informations worldwide, all the informations around BCS world, all the informations you need to know, everything you need to gather. If at all we are not able to disseminate all the informations, our phone lines are always open. Starcross TV, our doors are always open for you to get inquiries from the appropriate quarters. So yeah, so just like she said, today is going to be a very nice day. Today we have a lot of segments for you. Today we have a whole lot of things intact, well packaged for you all, our amiable audience. So before we dive into that segment, or all of those segments rather, today I want to motivate us, or today I want to inspire us. Today I want to say something based on segregation. What I mean by that is, we should see how to avoid or shun the spirit of segregation in us. It is an inevitable stuff. It's something that is more like, it's natural, it is inborn in every human being. Yes, at one point in time we tend to segregate people, we tend to segregate things, we tend to prioritize, this one is not for me, that one is not for me, this one is not from my tribe, this one is not from my denomination, this one we don't worship in the same place, this one we are not related by blood, we're not related by this, and no relationship at all. So because of that, I'll choose this one, I'll pick this, and I'll forgo this one, I'll leave this one, I'll do this, I'll do that. What I'm trying to say in essence, or what we are trying to say to you today, is you should see how to shun that spirit of segregation, because it does not help. Anywhere that there is segregation, any place at all where the spirit of segregation lies, that place, there will be no unity at all, there will be no growth, there will be no love. So if you tend to segregate, if you tend to choose to prioritize someone above the other person, make the other person feel less, maybe make the person feel inferior, make the person feel less of a human and all of that, just simply because you're not related in any way to that person, you tend to, okay, let's say we are doing something in a group, and then you're asked to choose your group members, or asked to do something, and then you tend to choose those persons you feel are your friends, those persons you feel you really tally with very well, and then you shun the other persons because they are not your friends, they are not your pair, they are nothing in, you don't share anything in common. That's the spirit of segregation. So we're trying to say that, before I forget, is drawn from the Everlasting Gospel Volume 1, chapter 32, reading from verse 30, that says we should avoid segregation and animosity. If you go through that chapter in the Everlasting Gospel, you read through that particular verse 32 is a subhead in the chapter, in chapter 32. So if you want to know more about what that chapter says, you can go through the Everlasting Gospel Volume 1, chapter 32, reading from verse 30, that says we should avoid segregation and animosity. It's going to be a very impactful one if you go through that stuff and understand what that passage asks us, or understand what the content of that passage for your own benefit. So I think I'll allow Sister JD to make input.
Of course. I would never lack any inputs on any topic of discourse. It's just that our inputs are maybe just going to be different, but definitely there's going to be an input. But what I'm going to say is nothing, absolutely nothing different from what Sister Stella has said, because when we are talking about things from the Everlasting Gospel, we do not dilute, we do not add, subtract, or we don't do anything. We say it the way it is, because these are mandates, instructions, teachings coming from the Father, the Holy Father, directly to us all. So all we have to do, all we need to do, is just to follow, obey, listen, follow the footstep, obey the instructions, the mandate, the gospel, the teachings of our Father. We just need to emulate, we just need to follow him. Segregation is one thing that has really caused a lot of damage in the world today, and our duty most times here is just to remind you again the reasons why we are sitting down here, just to remind you once again the teachings of our Father, what brings people together, what unites people. He said to make the whole world one, it's a task that must be done. So we make sure that every day we remind you about the teachings of our Father from the Everlasting Gospel every morning. It's just a true reminder to you, so that anyhow you're living your life, maybe if you're found wanting in this way or the other, you can adjust yourself. It's never too late to always go back to your creator and say, Father, I want a new leaf, I want to change, or I want to adjust, or I want to do something for myself. I want to, start putting your words into practice, or I want to do this, I want to do that. So it is very important here to always know the things that we are doing wrong and also try to see how we can adjust. Segregation is one thing, like I earlier stated, is one thing that has really caused a lot of damage to humanity, because of segregation there are so many crises happening in the world. Because of segregation, sometimes churches are torn apart. Because of segregation, people don't get promotions. Because of segregation, people don't get their rewards. Because of segregation, a lot of things happen in workplace, in churches, in politics, in even in race. Segregation has caused a lot of damage. Now, instead of us segregating, instead of us selecting the people we want to associate with, I can tell you of a truth that it is always better to be truthful to yourself. Sometimes segregation can actually cause you to be a bad person when you are supposed to be good. Sometimes you see your friend, or maybe somebody that you were friends with for a period of time, and then you guys stop talking for certain reasons, and then maybe that this person is actually good in this particular job or in this particular thing, and you are there when they are mentioning this person's name, just because you don't like this person, just because it is that particular person, you now raise your hand and say, no, I feel it should be given to this person. Why? Because there is this bitterness in your heart that does not allow you to express the good in you. So you are now picking somebody, because you are not talking to this person. Now you decide to choose this other person over this job, when you know that maybe this friend that you are currently in conversation with does not really know that job as much as this other person.
Right.
So yeah, sometimes we think that we are doing good, but at the same time we are also doing bad. As a leader, segregation is one thing that you should never ever embrace. It's only segregation that can make you fail in every regime that you are leading. When you segregate, when you select some set of people and say, these are the people I want to work with, and I don't want to work with this set of people, that is the beginning of your downfall. I mean, there's nothing wrong to always make the right choices, but when you make it a personal beef, and say, no, this person, nothing on earth will make me, and you know very well that this person is good at this job. Trust me, the things you do as you're a leader, people will be looking at you when you are no more there. So why not sow the good seed? Why not try to unite instead of scattering? Why not try to gather, instead of tearing people apart? So segregation is not a good thing. Yes, we are here to remind you that segregation is not a good thing. So learn to always embrace everyone you see. Learn to always listen to people. Learn to accept people's opinion. Learn to embrace human race. Stop the whole selecting of a thing. You are not my tribe, I'm not your tribe. Like in terms of marriage, this thing happens a lot. If this is not a Yoruba man can never marry an Igbo woman, an Igbo man can never marry a Yoruba man. Those things happen a lot, and I don't know if they still happen till today. I think because of that these things tend to cause issues amongst. Somebody will see a husband or wife that is destined for you, and then your parents will come out and say, no, my daughter, you cannot marry that man, he is not a Yoruba man. What happens to all the Oluseguns, Olus this, Olu that? Why are you picking Eze? Why are you picking Chinedu Emeka, when we have Olushola, we have Olusegun, we have and before now, that child now might stay, your daughter will stay for 10 more years, still husband marry. Because the truth is that you feel like this other tribe is better than this tribe, you should not marry from this tribe. Why will you marry from here? Marry from this tribe. Why? So we shouldn't prioritize those things. Instead, let us think of the happiness that this bonding will bring to our lives, to our souls. It is fine if this person is not responsible enough. It is okay if you know that this person is not fit for your child. But when the person is fit and responsible enough and everything is okay, and just because this person is not from your tribe and you deprive your child of that happiness, you yourself too, as a mother or as a father, you will not be happy. So yes, let's shun segregation and try to see how we can adjust. The world is revolving, society is improving. There are a lot of things that don't happen anymore. We don't use donkeys now to travel to places.
Right.
We don't use, there are so many things that are not happening again. Why are we not full? I mean, it's revolving. We can never go back to the way it used to be. It can't happen because new things are coming up. A lot of things are changing. Let's embrace it the way it is and stop this. Before then, back then, segregation in terms of tribe, it was very strong. I think now we are adjusting. I feel it will be more better if we adjust better. Let's do better, you know, in our manners and in our approaches in terms of embracing the next tribe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Sister JD. You've done justice to the topic of discourse, segregation. You should see, like, she has dissected everything. She has, yes, done justice to that particular what topic of discourse, which is segregation. You should try to see how to avoid that spirit of segregation in you, because if you imbibe, if you grow up with that particular spirit, trust me, it's going to be something else. Now, the like when we're talking about particularly marriage, it is, I don't know if it's a kind of a norm or something that most parents, just like you said, they are very particular about this particular tribe. Like particularly Crossivarians, we are particular about a particular tribe, that your child must not go there, your child must not do this, must not do that. Why? I don't understand. Every tribe has their own flaws, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Every human being has his or her own flaws, has their own bad side, as well as the tribe you come from. So why try to stop your child's future, stop your child's dreams or aspirations just because of one mentality we grew up with, maybe from our forefathers, from your parents, our parents' parents, and all of that. So because of that, you're passing it to the future, the present generation, that because of what happened, because of what transpired from this particular tribe, my grandfather did this, and they did this person from this particular tribe did this to my grandfather or to my grandmother, and because of that, my child
cannot go into this family.
Because of why?
Stuff.
Why? And then my goodness, even in educational sectors, Sister JD, I was opportune to hear one of my lecturers actually gave us an instance in class. He was like telling us kind of a life story when he got admission newly into one of these institutions, and then I think they swapped his position for another person, for someone else, just simply because the person who was the vice chancellor or something, the registrar, but someone at the top was from a particular tribe, and then this person they swapped his position for was from this particular tribe too. The registrar was from, you understand? So when this man actually, to him, he had gotten admission because he saw his name, he was offered the admission letter, not knowing that his position was swapped with someone else. So until he got to know about it, he approached the person, like the registrar, and then he was like, no, see my admission letter, this is this, I have been admitted, and so the man was like, okay, he now, because this vice chancellor bred a particular name, and then he now said, and this particular man, to my lecturer, had a name similar to the name of the vice chancellor of that school. He was like, okay, are you from so place, the place where a vice chancellor is? The man said yes, even though he's not even from that. You understand? Like his community is not even close to where this person is coming from, but he had to claim it and say yeah, simply because he wanted the right thing to be done. You understand? They took his position from him and then swapped it with someone else. So he went there and then tried to lie and manipulate. Just it was funny though, but it was finally to his favor. You understand? Because of just that name simply they think he was kind of related to the vice chancellor. So it's something.
So
very
if he
bad.
wasn't,
If
he
it
wouldn't
wasn't
have.
just like that.
Oh.
They would have just forfeited, or he would have just forfeited and then start again from the scratch. So it's something very, very annoying, very painful. You understand? When we allow this spirit of segregation to overwhelm us, when we allow it, it's natural though.
Yeah.
It's natural. It's something that comes like an occurrence, like, but we shouldn't allow it to overwhelm us. We shouldn't allow ourselves to be drowned in it. We shouldn't allow ourselves to always be in the act of segregation.
Yeah.
If the spirit comes, you rebuke it immediately. You understand? Just like she said, as a leader, you shouldn't allow that spirit to be in you. Okay, you want to choose your ESCO members, and then because you are, which tribe should I use? Okay, say you are a Crossivarian, and then you want all your ESCO members to be Crossivarians. Yeah, because you know how Crossivarians do their things, or maybe you are an Akwa Ibomite, you know how Akwa Ibomite do their things, or what? When that particular organization is something that should be mixed, it's not for a particular, okay, not say Cross River State ESCOs or Akwa Ibom State or Bayelsa ESCOs, you understand? It's like national stuff where ESCOs are supposed to come from different states, and then you're being particular about your own state because you're from this particular state. No, just like you said, that is the beginning of your downfall as a leader. So you should see how to drop that spirit of segregation. You should see how to, anyhow the spirit is from, whatever angle the spirit is coming from, drive it away. Just drive it away. See how, as long as those persons have the potentials, as long as those persons have the ability to push that organization to the next step, or to a higher length, you should see how to carry everybody along, marry everybody, and off you go. So just see how to follow whatever the little instructions, the little inspiration, a little motivation was given to you today on the topic segregation, and then also go through the portion of the everlasting gospel, volume 1, chapter 32, verse 30. Read, digest it very well so you understand more about what that chapter is talking about. So just like we said, we have a whole lot of things to tell you today. Sister JD, are you there? Okay, yesterday happened to be a very sweet day for the 144,000 virgins. So they had a whole lot of changes from our Holy Father. Sister JD is going to do justice to that. So just stay put and listen to the latest information.
Thank you so much. Anyways, this morning we also want to, I'm sure most of you have seen the updates already on social media, and some of you haven't heard, but Starcross TV of course will be here to update you on the latest information. This week firstly happens to be the week of the International Labor Fellowship, and of course all workers of Brotherhood of the Crossing Star invited especially to participate in a match pass during the weekend. I think that's part of their events. They have a lot going on this week. Yes, this week happens to be the Labor Fellowship week, so show your support anywhere you are. If you can make it down to Calabar to join in the celebration, make sure you do so. Moving forward, yesterday, 1st of May, happens to be the meeting with the Holy Father with the 144,000 virgins, and of course the Father in its infinite mercy and grace made a lot of changes, appointments, promotions. A lot of things happened yesterday, and I'm here to give you the news, the updates on what transpired during the meeting, the 144,000 virgins meeting with the Holy Father at the BCS World Headquarters Auditorium. Starting from the appointments, yesterday the Holy Father appointed a new chairman, a new president for the 144,000 virgins in the person of 144,000 virgin brother Aniefiok Akpan James, known as Annie Best, popularly known as Annie Best. Yes, he is the chairman now of the 144,000 Virgins Body, the international president, home and abroad. Yes, I think that for the appointment, yes, that is the appointment the father has made so far in the body. And also, following suit, we also had promotions, yes, from our Heavenly Father. It has pleased the Holy Father to also promote most of the long-serving 144s that have been in the system, and he has pleased him to also put them in various pews. So I'm going to read out their names just in case you didn't know or you've not heard. Yes, you are going to please pay attention, listen to your names, and those of you that are just joining and are willing to hear, are waiting to hear the latest information, so you can know your friends that have been promoted, starting from former 144 Sister Mary Ankra is now a Christ ambassador, and also Sister Margaret Ankra. Sister Mary Ankra is in Ghana, Sister Margaret is in South Africa. They are both Christ ambassadors. Sister Uwana Mark is also a Christ ambassador. Sister Uwana Francis, Christ ambassador. Sister Chidima Okonkwo, Christ ambassador. Sister Chiwendu Onoha, Christ ambassador. Sister Erikan Obong, Christ ambassador. Sister Glory Dongola, Christ ambassador. Sister Dorothy Edu, Divine Vanguard. Sister Mata Adoge, Christ ambassador. Sister Queen Sam, Christ ambassador. Sister Tari Sese, Divine Vanguard. Sister Rachel Gospower, Divine Vanguard. Sister Victoria Samuel, Christ ambassador. Sister Blessing Oba, Divine Vanguard. Sister Lovett Anti, Divine Vanguard. Sister Sherry Peters, Christ ambassador from Trinidad and Tobago. Sister Aja Johnson from Trinidad and Tobago, Aja Johnson, Divine Vanguard. Sister Udwak Egerton, Divine Vanguard. Brother Providence Itam is President Emeritus. He also served as a chairman and president of the 144. Is now an archbishop. Brother Augustine Oba, a Christ ambassador. I think before the outgoing president, Brother Austin was also as a president. He also served as a president of the 144,000 Virgins Body. And then we also have Brother Emmanuel Okpai, Christ ambassador. We have Brother Amuno James, Christ ambassador. Brother Roland Akusi, Christ ambassador. Brother Nsika Udo, Christ ambassador. Brother George Morales, Christ ambassador. Brother John Edodi, Christ ambassador. And then of course our able colleague, our colleague here in the studio, Brother Oku Akwabio, is also a Divine Vanguard. And lastly, Brother Chukwuka Ezioke, Christ ambassador. Congratulations to all the newly promoted Divine Vanguards and Christ ambassadors and Archbishop. Father, bless you all. We wish you all well. Father, to open ways for you as you're going out there into the field. Father, to protect and guide you all. Congratulations to all the newly promoted. And then, of course, the outgoing chairman of the 144 and the person of 144, Brother Henry Igani, also was posted to 51 Ngo as a stationer there. So yes, we also had some new stationers. Brother Elijah Itusi also was posted to a same town, yes, in Cross River State here, Calabar. And that is all for now that we will be bringing to you. So just in case you don't know, I think there is another, I think there's a mistake of names, flying on the social media that my name was also there. No, I am still a 144. I'm not a Christ ambassador. I'm still a 144. So yes, that is the information we have for you for now. If any other one arises, definitely we are going to bring it to your screen. Okay, so congratulations to all the newly promoted Archbishop, Christ ambassadors and Divine Vanguards.
Yeah.
Thank
Congratulations to you all, and thank you, Sister JD, for doing justice to all these names. I think we have like up to 30 something
30 names in
30
total.
names.
30.
Wow, that's huge. And then particularly to our presenters here,
Yeah,
Brother
Oku.
Oku Akpabio, Sister Queen Sam.
Yes, so Sister Queen
Yay.
Sam.
Congratulations to you all. If Brother Oku Akpabio was on this set.
No, you'll be
today.
here next week. We're gonna pop.
We're gonna. Okay, so feel free to send your congratulatory messages to all these persons. And we're going to be here to read all your messages. Oh,
Okay, we're having a call.
hello, good morning.
Good morning, David.
Good morning, Brother David.
You don't even have to announce your name. We know it already.
I know. I'm just so excited this morning.
Okay.
Congratulations to your new president,
Thank you,
you.
sir.
and also congratulations to Brother Oku, one of you, and Sister Queen Sam.
Yes,
These
so
are well-known names that, likewise, the rest of them, we celebrate with every one of them. I believe the Father has empowered them more. They serve, and you keep serving the Father. Make
amen.
them well. You keep, soaring higher in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
For them all, so happy for still our one for four Sister Joy Lambo. Enjoying yourself because you are a wonderful one for four. Like sustaining you, keeping you safe and sound. I
Amen.
also want to thank Father for our presenter to Sister Stella.
Thank you.
Sister Stella, I don't know why it's the one for four on Divine Vanguard.
Right, my God. Sorry, sir.
Okay, Divine Vanguard.
Yes.
Stella, Father bless you all. You guys are
Amen.
doing so well.
Thank you.
The thing is, just to ask this, we've not been hearing of Sister Queen Sam. Is she still in Calabar with Starcross?
Oh,
My family, they know how they've been asked the question.
okay.
Where is she?
Yes, the father have sent her to another state to serve. So yes, she traveled. She's not in town.
Okay, she's serving. Okay,
Yeah.
so because with Father Sabbath, they let's ask, where is Sister Queen Sam? So Father bless you all. Just want to say
Amen.
congratulations to all the promoted and the, those that have been made president of Overflow. Father bless you all.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Brother David Ayesang, our very consistent caller. He's always there to call. He's always there to make inputs. Our phone lines are still open for you to send your congratulatory messages, or better still, you can still drop it on our YouTube platform. Wish them all congratulations for the new promotions. Promotions in BCS is something very good, something very spiritual, something almost everybody is always looking up to. If you're being promoted, you're promoted physically, spiritually. Heaven, nobody in heaven or earth can counter any promotion here in Brother of the Cross and Star, because it's done by God Almighty. So yes, we are going to take our very first break for today, and then when we come back, we come with another educative and then inspiring segment. Stay tuned.
Starcross Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual message.
Till they see God's kingdom day. Let's go with and daughters in thy form both be there, till the Lord of harvest gather with into thy band. We are with sheep and goats, help us together grow. Send us all, feed us, Lord, till the time of harvest comes. Amen.
The choir is Jerusalem, bound, they are now down. Power of peace. The choir director is Brother Samuel Uchino. The coordinator is Brother Ed Leon. And the numerical strength of the choir is 294. The choir on the stage is Bayelsa State Central Choir. The choir is led by Brother Ayili Gilbert. And I'm going to play the set piece.
Obi bonga basi kutemi ito woke.
The choir is going to take appearance on title The Number Phillips, written in PG by Brother Ayman Gilbert. The strength of the choir is 149.
The prince of heaven and earth, the ancients
station with spiritual messages reaching the world. Star Coast Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world. Star Coast Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world. Star Coast Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world.
Oh yes, welcome back from that very short break. And this is still the Morning Star Breakfast show on Star Cross Television, and I still remain Stella Tabot. And with me here is still Sister JD.
Yes, so
Before we went on that very short break, we were talking on the topic segregation, for you to avoid segregation, and then see how to read that portion of the everlasting gospel that says we should avoid segregation and animosity. So we promise to come back with another interesting segment. Here with us is Brother Odudu Ete Emmanuel, who always takes us through the corridors of cinematography and production crafts. Good morning, Brother Odus.
Good morning, Sister Joy, and good morning, Sister Stella.
Good morning, Brother Odus.
Happy New
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, and same to you.
Okay, let's hear what you have for us today.
Okay, I'll have to start with what we did the last time, which we were not able to finish up. We're talking about post-production. And if you can remember vividly, we have actually done a lot on production, where we started from the introduction to film production. We talked about the crew, and even before we went into talking about crew, we started with the beginning of production, which I explained that production starts from the idea, and from the idea you develop your idea, you now script it out. After scripting, you do your screenplay and do your auditioning, do your casting. I remember we talked a lot about auditioning and casting before we now went into the production proper, where we talked about the crew, starting from those above the line, and we also talked about those below the line, where we mentioned the producer, the director, the star actors, the DOP or DP, the costume designers, the makeup artists, the special effect artists, the visual effect artists, the sound designers, and so on and so forth. There are so many. We talked about all of them. We even talked about the stunt men that carry out the risky part of the acting. So after saying all that, we now went further to introduce post-production. So I'm going to quickly share the document that we have on that. So just a moment. Okay. All right. Now this is it. Now under post-production, we have editing of the film, we have sound design, we have color grading and export. Then we have branding, we also have marketing and distribution. Now, all these 5 parts of post-production are very, very important. These are things that you cannot do without when you want to make your film. So starting from the editing to the sound design to the color grading, branding, marketing, and distribution, these are the processes you go through. So quickly, I'm going to explain what each of these items mean so that you understand what I'm talking about. Now, editing. Editing has to do with assembling the clips, cutting them according to their various scenes, laying their audio and video effects. Now, before I continue, I would quickly like to explain. When it has to do with editing, there are various professional softwares that are used for editing. So we are going to talk about all of them one by one if we have enough time today. So, but before that, let's just go back to the slide so that I will talk about every other part of production, as in regards to post-production. Now, we move on to the sound design. Sound design has to do with creation of soundtrack, Foley production, sound effects, and general sound mixing and mastering. Now, I'll take it again. It has to do with the creation of soundtrack. Soundtrack is a very important part of movie. Every movie has soundtrack. You know, Foley production. I also explained Foley production when we were talking about the crew. There are people called Foley artists. Now, these people are the ones in charge of Foley production. They take records of sounds which were not able to be recorded during production. Then we talked about the sound effects and the general sound mixing and mastering, which is done by the sound designer. So we move on to the next one, which is color grading. Now, color grading, this has to do with the final outlook of the movie. It varies according to the story, the settings, the time frame, etc., etc. After that, the final exporting will be done. This is what makes it a full playable movie. Now, I think I have a picture that describes the different kinds of color grading. You know, we create colors according to the story, because if you're doing a movie that has to do with action, you know, your color has to, you know, complement the action. If you're doing a movie that has to do with maybe an icy or cold region, your color grading has to complement it. There has to be enough blue available in your color grading so that it will give you that cold impact. Same with when you're doing maybe a movie that has to do with a hot region like desert and stuff. There has to be enough red in your color to make it look hot. So the next is branding and advertising. Now, this has to do with creation of movie posters, artworks, trailers, advertising, etc., etc. It gets the audience anxious and ready for the movie premiere. Now, this is a very, very important part of production, because this is what actually sells your movie and takes it as far as possible. You know, so we move on to the next one, which is marketing and distribution. This is the point where the production gets to the desired audience. There are various marketing platforms in the industry. Some of them are cinemas, Netflix, Showmax. Others are the various TV channels like NBC2, NBC Action, African Magic, which we all know about. So before we wrap up, let me just quickly explain these important aspects one by one, starting from the editing. You know, I don't know if you've been to a shooting site before. You see that they do multiple takes during production, starting from the different camera angles. They'll take different shots. Sometimes the actors might make mistakes during the acting, and you know, stuffs like that. And this has to be edited. Now, the job of the editor is to gather these clips that have been taken randomly together and begin to align them into sequence, you know, in the timeline. Now, after he finishes the whole arrangement, he will now begin to cut them, you know, so it can make sense. He will cut out all the mistakes, you know, and align it and make it to be nice and presentable. You know, that's the job of the editor before it now gets to the sound designer. The sound designer is the person that carries out sound editing. He collects every form of sound that is needed in that movie, starting from the dialogue that was recorded by the sound recordist, and also the sounds that are recorded by the Foley. Like as I was explaining about the job of a Foley artist. His job is to record sounds that are outside the dialogue. For example, maybe the shots you are taking from far, and there's no way you can get the sound of maybe a door opening or maybe the footstep of the person. So Foley artists, they go back to the studio and create those kind of scenarios and record those sounds again, separately, and begin to, maybe they'll now give it to the sound designer to align all the sounds together. Now, the job of the sound designer also has to do with soundtrack, which is the music they play in movie. I remember some of these old Nollywood movies where they have this guy that always does soundtrack. They call him Stanley Okoro. Yeah, there are a lot of movies back then he used to do sound for. Like one movie called Spanner, you're like, under your nose, under your nose, all those kind of things. So that's what soundtrack is all about. It has to rhyme with the movie. Now, the other one, which is the color grading, I was also explaining that color grading is very, very important. When you do a movie that, maybe it's a love story, and the color grading is not, reflecting on that story, then your movie will not make sense. You have to use a color grading, a color that was seen. For example, you've watched some movies where they have to go to the desert and the place is like very hot. We all know that desert is always very hot and there's no rain. So you now see how red the picture is, So at that point in time, that red color grading, depicts the environment at that point in time. Now imagine if someone is in the desert and the video is all, or the movie is just all blue, then it doesn't really explain what you're talking about. So that's why color grading is very, very important. Then we now move into the distribution, marketing and distribution, which is also very important. You need to know where you want to market your movie. You need to have good marketers. You need to, know the people that you want to watch. Maybe if you want to distribute it on YouTube, some people distribute their movies on YouTube where people watch and they gain views and make money from it. Some move their movies to cinemas where they also, make a whole lot of ticket sales and make money from it. Some go to other platforms like the Netflix, Showmax, Amazon. There are so many of them, so you have to properly market and distribute your movie so that you can, get the desired profit. So because of time, we're going to stop here for today so that we can take some questions. Then when we come next time, maybe I'll show you some pictures of, what we have been talking about. So for now, we're going to take questions.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Brother Oduduete Emmanuel, for doing justice to the topic post-production as it concerns cinematography and production craft. You've made vital points on what post-production entails. Sorry, we are unable to pass some questions out, but I think we have questions here we are going to pass out to next week because we're already running out of time and our sport analysts are already standing by to come on set and keep our audience abreast with sport analysis. So we're going to keep our questions intact for you next week. I know you're ready to collect all the questions, even the ones we had from before the Pentecostal came. We still have all those questions intact for you. So Brother Odus, thank you very much. You've done justice to post-production as it concerns cinematography and production craft. Father bless you immensely and continue to give you the knowledge for you to continue and the grace enablement to continue to impact more on the future generation and all the present, the upcoming, all the generations. Yes.
Amen. Thank you so much, Brother Odus.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And to our lovely audience, thank you. This is where we say goodbye and then stay put. Stay put. Don't go nowhere because we have a sports analyst coming on board to give us details about sports analysis, all the football lovers. Stay put. Bye.
Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world. Stars Television is the only entertaining station. with spiritual messages reaching the world. Star Cross Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world. Star Cross Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world. Star Cross Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world. Star Cross Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world. Star Cross Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world. Star Cross Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages.
Yes, many thanks for joining us. You're still watching the Morning Star Show, and it is the football segment on the Morning Star Breakfast Show. I am David Eric, reaching out to you from Star Cross Television, and of course I am always here with my crew. Sitting opposite me is Ambassador Victor. Good morning and welcome to the showcast, Ambassador Victor.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, we also have Brother Elijah, yes, who is the owner. Okay, no, he's not the owner, but he's the face of the Chelsea fan. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, before we dive into the Premier League, but let's take a good look at the Nigerian Premier League. You know, football is also happening here in Nigeria, and it has changed from what we normally used to expect. But now we have two groups due to how the country is. For easy access, we have the Group A and the Group B. After the winners are determined from the Group A and the Group B, there will be a playoff to know who is the overall winner of the Nigerian Premier League. Okay, let's do a rundown of what transpired during the weekend. Yes, we had Nasarawa United won against Shooting Stars 0. Gombe United all square with Bendel Insurance. Ekanem 0, Eyimba 1, Romeo Stars 1, Akwa United lost 0. Kwara United all squared with Plateau United, Bayelsa United 2, Sunshine Stars FC 1, Lobby Stars 1, Niger Tornadoes 0, Abia Warriors 3, Dagada United 0, Enugu Rangers 3, and Wiki Tories 0. While Rivers United game and Doma United was postponed, and it will be for a later fixture. Let's look at the table. Currently, we have Bende Insurance topping the Group A, while Enyimba following suit. Romeo Stars are on third place with 27 points. We have a whopping 4 matches to go at the conclusion of the league. While for Group B, we have Lobby Stars topping the Group B with 29 points, and Doma United topping second point with 25 points, and Abia Warriors with 24 points. Ambassador, the league is becoming entertaining. We have 4 games to round up the Nigerian Premier League officially. Do you see Eyimba? Okay, from what we're seeing here, Eyimba and Benden Insurance, Benden Insurance 32 points, Eyimba on 28 points. Do you think Eyimba can do a comeback, a dramatic comeback, and take on Bender Insurance on the league?
Yeah, we are talking about football, and in football there is no impossibilities.
Okay.
So I think it is possible if they up their games, and nothing is impossible for them.
Okay. On the Group B aspect, Lobby Stars 29 points, Doma United 25 points. I think this one is quite easy, and also Abia Warriors on third place 24 points. Do you see the table shaking at the Group B aspect, Elijah?
The Lobby Stars, they are playing quite very well,
Okay.
and they have been consistent, just like the Bendel Insurance in the Group A. So I really think with the way the group is being divided, the matches are very tough, and we have barely 4 games to go. So I believe the best will always come out the best, and we're looking forward to see how the season will end.
Okay, Nigerian league is an exciting league, it's a promising league whereby we get good players who also will be able to join the national team if they merit it. Okay, let's move over to Europe. One of the trending news today, Marcus Rashford helped out bankrupt West Brom by renting out property for the Man United legend. And we find out that after a year of divorce, West Brom, the former Manchester United player, was declared bankrupt. And it is good for young lads to always remember legends, and Marcus Rashford has set the pace for hiring out a property for West Brom. Ambassador, what do you think about this?
Well, it's a very lofty idea, and I will not want to be spiritual here, but that is reaching out to the poor and the needy.
Wow.
I know football stands for unity.
Yes.
And for Rashford to come up immediately without any hesitation, that is a very kind gesture of him. So he will remain blessed.
Okay. Elijah, what do you think? Do you have any contrary opinion to that?
this divorce of a thing. I know some time ago our football legend Hakimi escaped something like that, and we've been hearing, he was lucky. We're hearing series of stories pertaining to the same thing too. I really thank Rashford for showing that kind of attitude towards a club legend.
Okay. Now, still in the Premier League. Now, let's look at what transpired via the weekend, and also what is ongoing the midweek, and what will also take place at the weekend. We're getting close to the end of the season. We're getting close to the end of the season across Europe and across Africa. It's becoming tougher, mostly in Europe. We see that the likes of Arsenal are beginning to lose faith on clinching the trophy, right? As we already mentioned, that we all want Arsenal to do good, because it's been a while. Another thing took it up from Man City. Man Cities are the best. And we see currently now Man City is stopping Arsenal with just a point, and they still have a game in hand to spare. Okay, let's do a rundown of what transpired during the week. During the weekend, yes, Wolverhampton 2, Crystal Palace 0, Aston Villa 1, Fulham 0, Leeds United all squared with Leicester City, Nottingham Forest 3, Brighton Wanderers 1, West Ham United 1, Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0, Brentford 2, Man City 4, Arsenal 1, Everton 1, Newcastle United 4, Southampton 0, Bournemouth 1, Tottenham all squared with Manchester United. Ambassador, let's get a review on this first before we proceed to what has transpired within the weekend. Let's look at the Manchester United game against Tottenham. Did you think Manchester United were undisciplined during the game overall?
Of course, we saw the first half. They came out all good. They had the game dominated. Dominated from the defense to the midfield to the attack. You can imagine the early goals, but only for them to come back in the second half, and they were so relaxed, they were so casual about the game. The defense was weak. Of course, before your defense gets weak, it starts from the midfield. The midfield was so weak. Casemiro was no more in the game all of a sudden. So I don't know. I think the coach should talk to them.
From what he said fatigue is beginning to come in, and do you think it's affecting them? Also, let's look at the substitutions that he made. I think at the point Anthony was still in the game, but we had to see him take off Anthony and take off Eriksen. We know, yes, Eriksen is having this health challenge, but when he's on the ball, when he's in the game rather, you can see stability in the midfield. But we saw once Eriksen was taken away, there was no stability in the midfield. Tottenham had to come up and dominate Manchester United midfield, and making them to concede two. So do you think the substitution affected the game?
Well, you see, there's one thing I've noticed about this Tottenham team in the last two matches, in the takeover time of this current coach. They have always have this spirit of coming back in the second half. We watch what happened some days ago against Liverpool, and previously it was against Manchester United. I think it's not just about the fatigue. When you look at the first half and you look at the second half, you not expect the first half to definitely be like the second half. The opposition coach will study the game and see what changes he has to make, and the same thing with the other teams. So I think the coach studied the game, made some changes, and they came in and they tried to get the equalizer. With the tactics they brought in, at some point was beneficial to him, so he could get hold of the Manchester United midfield. And the Manchester United coach, not like maybe, I think he saw something before he brought out Eriksen and the other thing. That was his own tactics. But let's say at the end of the day, it didn't go down according to how he wanted it. And the Tottenham team had the manpower and they tried and they equalized. But it was a good game. It was a good game.
Let's look at the Arsenal and Man City game during the midweek. Yes, Man City 4, Arsenal 1. That was decisive for Arsenal. Arsenal could not take advantage of that. They've lost 3 times in a row now to Manchester City. First, it was in the FA Cup. Secondly, was the first leg at Emirates. And now, we all said it that when they're coming down to 80,
if they miss again, they will still lose.
It will be hard. It will be hard. And Kevin De Bruyne showed his class.
Yes.
But I said it here once. I don't know if you can remember that there is no team in the Premier League currently that can contend with Arsenal. That can
Man City, rather.
Manchester City. Not even Arsenal. Like, which player, which matured player can match the maturity of Manchester United?
No, you see, the thing is that this Manchester City team, I see them to be a team that plays together, like they have that understanding. Of course, you will not say that.
The maturity of the team.
You understand? So, we have other good players in other teams. Okay, look at a team like Brighton. Of course, if they meet Man City, they will try. But we will have that little experiences and some things that they will have edge over this Brighton team.
Yes,
that is what is going on. The Arsenal team is a very good team. They play very well. They understand themselves. But we have this little ability where one team will use against the other one. That is what Man City has. Yes.
That is the experience.
Okay, speaking about exciting teams, let's look at Newcastle United. Newcastle United are giving us a shocker. Also, I'm going to come to Brighton, but let's look at Newcastle United for the midweek. They had 4 goals past Everton side who are struggling to survive relegation. We saw a wonderful game from Alexander Isak where he dribbled past 3 players on the touch line. You can see, do we think Newcastle will be a threat to the Big 6 come next season? Because most exciting players want to play in the Champions League. They don't want to play at the Europa stage. So do you expect massive recruitment from Newcastle and possibly a chance to hit at the Premier League? Like
you see these young players, when they get to the stage they are now, like the Newcastle team, they believe they have something they are playing for. They want to play in the Champions League. They want to challenge for the Premier League next season. So you expect they will give 100%. Look at Isak and all those players. Like, they try to show their skills. They want to showcase themselves. They want to play. They want to play and be noticed. In as much as they're playing with a team, they are trying to prove themselves that, yes, I'm good, man. You need to come for me. You team like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, you need to come for me. They want to show themselves. So the Newcastle team, I don't really know, like, they are playing so well. Like I said earlier, they are going to play in the Champions League, definitely.
Of course.
They will play in the Champions League because
so you don't
the momentum the momentum they are coming with is very, very strong, and they are very, very good and aggressive with the ball, and they don't miss their chances.
They have been hitting 4 goals.
They have been scoring goals.
Like
there is
3
something
matches
I'm
now.
even foreseeing. I'm foreseeing that they might beat Arsenal.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Seriously?
They might beat Arsenal. And once they beat Arsenal, it is finished.
At this particular point in time now, the Arsenal fans are hoping that they get to win all their games that come by, you understand? And you see, they have Arsenal to contend with. They have Brighton, if I'm not mistaken, to contend with. So do we see Arsenal lifting up the trophy? Or are their hopes turned off?
I don't know how to even put it. As it stands, well, I will give today's match to Arsenal. Arsenal will win Chelsea.
Okay.
But Arsenal will not be able to contain Newcastle United. That is a point. That is the fact. And besides, if Arsenal wins Chelsea, Manchester City still have a game to play.
I did not expect that.
I'm telling you. You do not expect that they have a game to play?
No, Arsenal
is going to win Chelsea.
Okay.
I think you are being too quick about it.
No, I am not being too quick. I'm not being too quick. These are the realities.
Okay.
So, but what I am very sure of is that maybe Arsenal should pray very hard and train very hard, and the coach to come up with a very good tactics to battle with Newcastle United.
Okay, haven't said much. Let's look at what has transpired so far from this midweek. We had West Ham 3, Crystal Palace 4. We had Brentford 2, Nottingham Forest 1, Brighton 6, Wolves Wanderers 0. That game was really awesome. Bournemouth 4, Leeds United 1, Fulham 1, Man City. Now let's look at, we are giving you recommendations to Man City. Let's look at a team like Fulham. They had to contain Man City. Man City had to struggle to beat Fulham. You can imagine that kind of team struggling against a massive team, struggling against that kind of team, Fulham. Then Arsenal, the likes of the big boys, cannot contain Man City. What is really the difference?
This is not the first time we have seen this kind of thing come to play.
Yeah.
We saw Southampton kick out Manchester City in the Carling Cup.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you know, when
what does the small guys have that the big guys do not know?
You see, I said something. I said, when these little small teams like with average players comes up with like great teams, they try to give their 100% to show what they can do, you know. So that Fulham game, you see, of course, Man City is gonna dominate the game, but the Fulham team will try as much as possible with the little chance they have to make sure that they get something out. At least if they score a goal, they go back and defend. So even if the Man City team gets to win them, they are really going to pass through a very tough time. So you see that they were going to have a very strong game, and they were playing Fulham at home. So you cannot just expect that they will just
be
a free ride, you know. You have to know that you are going to play a tough game. A team like Fulham, it's not really a small team in the Premier League. So
and secondly, you know, the small teams, the small team coaches, they study these big teams. They study the big boys. They will assign a player to a player.
Definitely.
They will tell this person, hey, have you seen Haaland? Make sure you don't leave him.
That was Arsenal's dream for Haaland not to score, but finally.
have you seen Kevin De Bruyne? If you hold onto Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne, you've crippled the team. So I think this is what the small teams they do. Yes, against big teams.
Okay, we saw Tottenham fight back against Liverpool. They wanted to do the same dramatic run which they did against Manchester United, but unfortunately for them, we saw Jota giving the winner. But and yes, we witnessed an accident that occurred during the game. Jota had to head boot Skip when he was trying to make a challenge, and some set of fans said that it was supposed to be a red card for Jota. Did you think the ref got that call wrong?
You see, a referee always blows your intention. That is what fans or every football lover should understand. If you carry your leg against a player, it's a red card offense. When maybe the ball, you've not even seen the ball, which means your intention was to target the player's leg. So I think in that case, the referee watched the intention of Diogo Jota and not the action.
But it was to his head rather. It was a little bit high to his head. So most fans were believing that it was supposed to be a red card automatically, but he was going for the ball, no doubt. But it was close to his head.
That is why I said that the referee was checking the intention of Jota, not what the action, you know, the outcome of the action. So what matters most to the referees are always your intentions.
No, I think Jota was lucky.
Okay.
Because I think he was lucky, because most of the players, their intention is to get to the ball. You know, unluckily for them, they go the wrong direction, maybe to hit the player. So I just feel Jota was lucky there. His intention was to the ball, but at the end of the day, he pulled a wrong string, which was supposed to see him sent off, but he was lucky.
And he finally got the match.
And he got the match.
That was what was upsetting the Hotspur fans. They were very, very angry that normally Jota is supposed to get a red card and not coming to make them cry. Okay, let's look at the Arsenal Chelsea game. Today is the big day. We are expecting a very great London derby. Nevertheless, Chelsea are not on form currently, but can we expect a shocker? Because this is football. Can we expect a shocker, Ambassador?
Well,
no, I would love the Chelsea man to go for that.
You consider a lot of things before you predict a game.
Sorry?
Chelsea is not in good form. Arsenal have, lost the grip of the title race. So I think Arsenal want to do everything humanly possible to make sure that they get back into the title race. So this, as in, when you compare these things, you now
Yeah.
see that Chelsea is not in good form, and Arsenal, they will play all their best to make sure they get a grip back in the title race. So from with this explanation, I am giving my predictions. Arsenal will win Chelsea.
So what is the scoreline? What are we looking at?
The scoreline 3-0 or 3-1.
Wow.
You
Massive.
see, let me remind you something. Chelsea is not on form.
Okay.
Arsenal,
He happens to lose a couple of games. You
To
never
who?
can tell.
it's football.
Yes,
Yeah,
we know.
It can happen. It's football.
Normally,
it's football.
by rating, we believe Man City is going to win all the games they have in hand. Understand? But some things might go wrong.
So you see, Chelsea, I believe they are also going to look at it as an opportunity to boost the team morale.
To where?
Winning Arsenal.
Okay.
Yeah, they can look at it as an opportunity to boost the team morale. Come, if we win these guys, we are going to boost our morale and build that confidence. So I don't really see the team, the match to be that very easy match. Yeah, Arsenal is playing home. Chelsea is on the visiting side. So it's going to be a tough match. Arsenal is playing to try to see how they can.
Never been a time Arsenal loves Chelsea and Chelsea loves Arsenal. So everybody want to give in their best.
So you expect a very tough game. So I don't see so much goals coming in that game.
Wow. So
I don't see
are you
so
going
much
for Chelsea
goals.
to win or Arsenal to win?
Well, I predict a full-time draw.
Wow, a full-time draw. That is a consolation prediction.
It's a full-time
because
draw.
you're not sure of your team.
My team is not on form, of course, so I cannot be biased. If I say Chelsea is going to go and win Arsenal, it's not going to be possible.
Anything is possible in football.
It is not going to be possible.
No, it may be possible, but it's not going to be that easy. Let me put it like that. It's not going to be that easy.
No, it is not possible.
Okay, and let's look at Manchester United on Thursday against Brighton again. You know, Brighton has been like a pain in the neck against Manchester United. And Ten Hag has kept a very good record this season. No team has won him twice. Yes. So do you think he's going to maintain that record? Because firstly, we lost to Brighton at the beginning of the season, 2-1. Yes. So.
No, not 2. Okay, 2-1.
Yes, 2-1. So do you think it's going to repeat itself, or Manchester United are going to triumph as they did against Aston Villa? We lost to Aston Villa the first leg and we won narrowly. It was a goal to nothing. So do you think it's going to repeat itself again, or to be the other way around?
Ten Hag, I know him to be a man that will want to always keep to his standards. Like we all know, he has never lost a team twice, and I don't think he will do that now. When he's very short, you know, he's sitting pretty put at the table. And
with a game to spare.
My brother, forget the game to spare. Any shaky thing he does now, you see Manchester United at number 5 and Liverpool climb to number 4. So I don't think he should take any chances, you know, with the game. I think he should put in his best, talk to the players, and the players themselves need to know that they need to play their best.
Okay, let's look over to the Bundesliga. We noticed that Dortmund went down and Munich came up again. We have 62-61. Hopefully, Thomas Tuchel is under pressure because he has been given an ultimatum that if he does not win the league, he will be sacked. And a coach of that magnitude does not want to ruin his reputation. So I'm asking, do you see the Bundesliga going to Bayern Munich side for another year again?
Well. You know, one thing I don't like is putting somebody to work under pressure.
But most coaches, a coach like Mourinho tends to work under pressure and he delivers. Seems when he's under pressure, that's when he exhibits his best time.
Thomas Tuchel here. I don't like it. Personally, I don't like somebody putting anybody under pressure.
Okay.
Let the person do what he knows how to do best. This is a game of football. Like I say, every team trains to beat the opponent team.
Yeah.
While this one is in their own camp training to beat this one, this other one, you know, they are training to beat the opponent team. So why would you come and put a coach under pressure? Just allow him to do his best, but just let him know that he needs to win the league. So
definitely. Okay, over to Paris Saint-Germain. They lost 3-1 at home, and Marcel are confident that they could clinch on the title from PSG. Says Alexis Sanchez that they are 5 points away from PSG, who are shaky, and they believe they can get on the title from Paris Saint-Germain. But do you think that is possible, where you have the likes of Messi and Mbappe, and hopefully Neymar is back to training again.
Yeah, well, it's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, it depends on their team spirit.
Okay.
That's going to be possible if they can win the remaining matches. I mean, the Marcel of the team.
Yeah.
They can win all the remaining matches, you know. And by PSG, you saw PSG, they lost to the Lawrence side with the red card. And I don't really know what's happening, but, well, it's football.
And it's making Messi unstable. Do we think Messi is going to still remain at Paris Saint-Germain?
And then we are looking, because over the weeks there have been talks and rumors about Messi going back to Barcelona to finish up his career there at Barcelona. We don't really know. And the way things are going with Paris Saint-Germain, well, there are times in football that are like that, you know, just like the Chelsea team are passing through this stage, you know. Every team in football passes through that stage at some point, you know. We saw Liverpool pass through that same stage, and thankfully they are coming up now. They are doing very well in their past few games. They are scoring goals.
They will be in the Europa League.
So teams go through that stage. So we believe that PSG are just going to keep the momentum and pick up from where.
Okay, lastly, before we go, one thing in which we are all certain that is going to clinch on to their league is the Napoli side. Yes, they are on top form. They are on top form. They should have gotten their league last week, but they drew their game.
Yeah.
So we are hoping that come this weekend they win their game and get on to the league, because it's been a while they clinch onto that league, and we are happy for them. We are really excited for them. Next week is the Champions League. The big stage will be set again. Madrid will take on Man City. AC Milan will take on Inter Milan. And your predictions, remember, you said Man City is going to come up victorious against Madrid.
I did not give any score.
Manchester
City will triumph over.
So on Monday, come next week Monday, you're going to give us your score line. And come next week Monday, you're going to give us your score line. Yes, we are running out of time. It has been wonderful. It has been exciting here in the world of football. More excitement will be coming your way via the weekend and also today, yes, on La Liga, Premier League, and Europe at large. Yes, make sure you create time and watch football, because football is what changes and unites the whole world. I am David Eric. Until we come your way next time on that segment, stay safe and stay blessed. Bye-bye.